Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a warm and comforting treat that will fill your kitchen with a sense of cinnamon and fall. Did I mention how flaky this crust is? Today's recipe will be a simple tart. Now let's get started. Here are the ingredients and tools you'll need to make this tart. So for the dough, you'll start with 1½ cups flour, ½ teaspoon salt, 2 tablespoons sugar, 1½ sticks cold butter, and 1/4 cup cold water. Now for the filling, you'll need 3 apples. I chose Honeycrisp because I love the sweet and crisp taste of them, but you can also use Granny Smith. And then to make the filling, you'll need the 1 tablespoon flour, 1/8 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon vanilla, 1 to 1½ tablespoons cinnamon, and 1/3 cup sugar and 2 tablespoons of butter. So for the assembly of the tart, you'll need 1 egg beaten and 2 tablespoons of turbinado sugar. You'll also need an apple core and a brush, and also a rolling pin. So we'll first start off by making your dough. So you'll take your flour and add it to the food processor along with the sugar and salt. Give it a quick pulse to blend them all together. And then next, you're going to add your cold cube butter. Side note, just make sure it's important to have the cube butter cold so the dough is flaky once it's baked. Once you pulse everything together, the consistency should be similar to sand. And once that's achieved, you can start adding the cold water to the mixture to start forming the dough. Now you can take your dough out of the food processor and lay it on a floured surface. Just knead it a couple times so you can form it into a dough ball. Then you can slowly flatten it into a disc before you start rolling it. So you want to roll it into about a 12-inch circle. After you receive the desired length of the circle, you lay it onto a piece of parchment paper on a baking sheet and put it in the fridge for about 10 minutes to set it up a little bit. So in the meantime, while the dough is chilling, I get started on my filling. So I peeled my apples, cored them, and I also sliced them. I added the salt, flour, sugar, vanilla to the mixture. I went a little heavy on the cinnamon because I'm a big fan of cinnamon, so I love an intense flavor, but you can add as little as 1 teaspoon to the mixture. Lastly, I added the melted butter and then just give it a good mix. Now you can put your filling to the side and get your chilled dough out of the fridge. And now you can start rolling it out again to about 14-15 inches, but make sure it's not too super thin. You don't want the dough to tear while you're folding it. Now it's officially time to assemble. You can start laying the apple slices neatly on top of each other in a circular pattern, or you could just dump it in the middle depending on your occasion, whether you're feeling fancy or you're just crunched on time. So once you put everything together, you can actually start folding it. After you've assembled your filling, you can slowly fold the edges of the tart in one corner at a time, but be gentle with it. Make sure you're not tearing it. And also make sure you pat down the folds after you fold them, just to keep a tight seal for the filling and so nothing leaks out. Now for the finishing touch, just take your egg wash and brush it gently on top of your dough, and also you can put a light layer on top of the filling. Lastly, you'll take your turbinado sugar and sprinkle it onto the crust. This sugar is different from granulated sugar as it doesn't dissolve while baking, and it gives a crunchy texture once it's done. suggest letting it cool before you cut into it, but I certainly couldn't wait anymore, as you can tell. Look at that perfect slice. Could life get any better right now? Actually, it could, if you pair it with a side of ice cream or whipped cream. Either way, it's super tasty. All the ingredients are caramelized together and just simply delicious. Well guys, we made it to the end of the video, and hope you enjoyed watching me make another sweet and delicious treat. Remember, if you liked watching, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified of any future videos. Thanks again for watching!